Welcome to WorksheetCloud Grade 9 English. I'm so excited to be with you guys today. I hope that lockdown is not getting to that stage yet where it's just dragging and dragging. I think a lot of people are hitting a bit of a slump. It's so normal. It is really and truly a test of our patience and just a test of our actual endurance at the moment. So don't worry if it is getting you down a bit. I think everyone is feeling a bit of that, and it's just like I said, so normal, and at least you can be assured that everyone feels that way. Okay, but let's get back to WorksheetCloud. So as I go through the lesson today, please make sure you listen attentively, but if there's something that maybe you're unsure of or you miss, you may send an email to grade9@worksheetcloud.com for any further necessary information. Okay, so I liked a bit of humor, so I thought this is quite cute and quite true. Dogs reenacting the lives of humans. So boys when they pose for a picture versus girls when they pose for a picture. So I thought just to give you a bit of a laugh. I think the girls one though is missing the selfie. But yeah, just to have a look and see that maybe animals are not that different from humans. Okay, so for today, you will need pen and paper. We're going to be doing an activity and looking at rewriting things differently. So it is going to help you. If you need to grab pen and paper, please just stop and go get it. You'll also need some reasoning skills so you can understand and start switching things around as they need to be. So if you're wondering, what are we doing today? We are doing active and passive voice. I know language is not always the most exciting, but active and passive voice is going to stick with you till grade 12. Also, active and passive voice is actually very important in the way you write and speak, because often the passive voice is used for a very certain reason or a very definite appeal in writing. We're going to have a look at two videos. First one, a bit of a crash course into active and passive voice, and the second one, a little bit more, let's say, fun, a look at different songs that have used passive voice where necessary. Okay, so let's start off with active versus passive voice. Like I said, almost a little crash course, and then we'll go on to the next video.
Active versus passive voice.
Active, passive.
What is voice?
Voice refers to the who or what that is doing the verb's action in a sentence.
Active voice
Means that the subject is doing the action. Therefore, there's an active subject.
Passive voice
Means the subject is receiving the action. Therefore, this is the passive subject.
So, to figure out whether a sentence is active or passive voice, look at the subject. Is the subject performing the action, active, or receiving the action, passive?
An example, the boy plays the piano.
Boy equals subject, plays equals verb, the boy is doing the action, therefore the boy is the active subject. Because the boy is the active subject,
Then this sentence is written in the active voice. The piano is played by the girl.
piano equals subject, is played equals verb, the piano is receiving or not doing the action, therefore the piano is the passive subject. Because the piano is the passive subject,
Then this sentence is written in the passive voice.
why do we care?
Active voice is more concise, easier to understand, and less work for your reader. Let's look at some examples.
Two sentences.
The dog scares the cat is scared by the dog.
In the first sentence,
The dog scares the cat,
the dog is the subject of the sentence and is actively doing the verb's action. Dog equals active subject.
this sentence is written in the active voice.
Now the second sentence.
The cat is scared by the dog.
The cat is the subject of the sentence, but the cat is not doing the verb's action. Cat equals passive subject.
Therefore, this sentence is written in the passive voice.
Now, some tips to help you rewrite passive voice into active voice. Number 1, identify the verb.
The thunder is heard by Kira. Heard is the verb.
Number 2, ask yourself who or what is doing the verb's action.
Kira is the one who hears. Therefore, she is doing the verb's action.
Number 3, rearrange the sentence order.
Kira heard the thunder.
Remember, keep the verb tense the same.
The pizza will be eaten by Mary.
Will be eaten is the future tense.
Mary will eat the pizza.
Will eat is also future tense.
Recap. Active voice. 1, more concise. 2, easier to understand. 3, less work for your reader.
Remember, the active subject is doing the verb's action. Visit writing.
Right, so that video or clip was a really concise and actually very accurate way just to have a quick look at active and passive voice. Like I said, this one's a little bit more just to show you how language translates into modern culture. Some songs you'll definitely recognize, some your parents may recognize, so you can always call them, see if they know the song, but just a way to show you how passive voice can also appear in songwriting. Okay, I'm sure this one you'll remember, Maroon 5.
know you've been hurt by someone else. I could tell by the way you carry yourself. I'm a goner. Somebody catch my breath. I wanna be known by you. I wanna be known by you.
Your feet, 'cause girl, I was made for you. Girl, you were made for me. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me.
As I said, let me move on quickly here. You might recognize some of those songs. You might have had to ask your parents, but either way, you could see there that passive voice is sometimes used to make the situation seem more emotional. We'll look at that a bit later. Just a basic look now at active and passive. Active will always have, as that first video showed you, a clear subject who is at the beginning and is doing the action, followed then by the object. Your passive voice, the person or the subject that's actually doing the verb, then will appear at the end, and then you'll always have verb in the middle and object first. So active voice, you'll have your active subject right at the beginning doing the verb. Passive voice, you'll have your subject move to the end, and then you'll see that you'll have to actually work backwards to see who's performing the action. So that's a good way to remember how you can tell the difference. A hint I can give you, passive voice is most of the time, 99%, going to have the word by Sally, by John. So it does help for you to identify it quickly. Right, so this is the first activity we're going to look at. Let me explain and then you can pause and do the activity. What you're going to do is simply write down for me, number 1 to 9, do you think the sentence is in the active or the passive voice? Press pause and we'll discuss. All right, so here let's have a look. Mary makes her bed every morning. So Mary is our subject and she is the one making the bed. So our subject, the one doing the action, is at the beginning, so active voice. Same here. Charlie is the one doing the writing. He is doing the action, so he's at the beginning, active voice. Again, guys, have a look here, the word by. So that should have identified for you passive voice. But here you can see, even though Charlie is writing the letter, he's at the end. Even though my brother is eating, he's at the end. Therefore, it's passive voice. Here we go, back to active. My mum is going to bake. So the active subject who is going to do the action of baking is at the beginning, so active. The ball was chased by the dog. So the dog is doing the verb, but he's been moved. Okay, it could be a girl, but the dog's been moved to the end of the sentence. So therefore, it is passive, also by. I washed my car. I sent the letters. In both those examples, I am the person who is taking on the action, doing it, and I'm at the beginning of the sentence, so active. This one was in here for a trick. This is what we call a higher order, a little bit more difficult. It says the money was stolen. So you don't see the word by, so you immediately think, okay, active. However, who is doing the stealing? Because even if we have to add on the money was stolen by the criminals, still the person who performs the action of stealing would come at the end. So therefore, it is passive. We'll have a look at that one right at the end. Okay, so what we're going to do now, and what I'd like you to do, is as soon as the sentence appears on your screen, the first one, pause it, think about it, press play immediately. So you can then just make sure you're looking at it, going, okay, what would I say? And then straight away seeing if we're on the same page. Okay, so you'll do that for every first sentence that comes on your screen. Mary makes her bed every morning. Mary is our subject who is making, that's the verb, her bed, the object. So now we need to change it to passive voice. You'll start with the object. Her bed, it's present tense. So what would you then say? Her bed is made by her every morning. Now, if you say her bed is made by her, you will get it right, but I think just because we need to clarify who's this person, Mary's bed is made by her every morning. So Mary is the one making the bed, but she's been moved to the end, therefore passive. Charlie is writing a letter. Okay, so again, let's have a look. Charlie is our subject, is writing is our verb, a letter is our object. So now we need to change the word order. A letter is being written by Charlie. Remember to keep that tense exactly the same. You can't now say was written because that would be past tense and our original sentence is present tense. Okay, next sentence. The letter is being written by Charlie. Okay, so It's just a variation of the one before, but the person who is doing the writing, he's all the way at the end. So we need to now say Charlie is writing the letter. Okay, so I hope that you got that as well. Charlie is writing the letter. So you'll see you actually just work backwards when you're rewriting it. The whole cake was eaten by my brother. Can relate to that, having the whole cake eaten, you didn't get any. So the whole cake was eaten by my brother. My brother is doing the action of eating, but he is at the end of the sentence. So let's work backwards. My brother ate, because it's past, was, it happened, ate the whole cake. Okay, so my brother ate the whole cake. Easy as cake or pie. Right, next one. My mum is going to bake a delicious cake. Okay, the one that your brother is going to eat all by himself. So my mum is the one, she's making this cake. So this is active. Right, so let's a delicious cake. I must keep tense the same. Is going to be baked by my mum. Alright, so I just work backwards again. The ball was chased by the dog. Okay, so the dog is at the end, so therefore it's passive. So let's have a look at going backwards. The dog, tense, I ask myself, past, chased the ball. There we go. I think tense is where people do seem to get a little confused. So if you're aware of that, then that means that you already are a step ahead. I washed my car last week. Right, so now let's again have a look. I washed my car. Okay, active, because I'm actively doing the washing. So let's change it. My car was washed by me, and then I can leave those extra words in the same place at the end. My car was washed by me last week. Okay, second last one. I sent the letters yesterday. Okay, so let's have a look. We want to work backwards. The letters were sent by me, and I can keep that extra word there at the end. The letters were sent by me yesterday. Right, now we're getting to, if I remember correctly, that tricky one. The money was stolen. Now, if you're given a sentence like this, and you look and you go, but where's the subject? You have to include it yourself. So the money was stolen, let's say, by the criminals. So now pretend by the criminals is here. How do I work backwards? The criminals stole the money. Right, or the criminal stole the money. So careful with if you're given a sentence and you don't see by, and then you think, oh, it must be active. Rather ask yourself, is the person doing the action? Is he, or whoever it is, will it be at the beginning or the end of the sentence? Okay, so that's just a clear-cut way for you to decipher. It's actually passive. I need to insert my own subject. Obviously, in tests and exams, we try to make it a lot more straightforward, but it's good to always know where that catch could come. Okay, we're going to end with one more little video. It's very cheesy, I do warn you in advance. It is called the Active and Passive Voice Song from the Rocking English Band. So let's just maybe hope that it will help to have that last bit of information just stick in your head. While you're running exams, you can always think of the song.
I sing the song is sung by me. You play the song is played by you. He
I really hope you had your thinking cap on today. And I know, like I said, that song was super cheesy, but maybe it will help you to remember. And any way that helps you remember your work is always going to be good. I'll see you guys again soon. I hope that you have enjoyed the lesson. Thanks for watching Grade 9s. This lesson was brought to you by WorksheetCloud. I'm Mrs. Nortia saying goodbye, and see you guys again and catch up with you soon. Bye.